All right, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we are going to be having Massive Whiff, and on the right, we are going to have Arrogant Nephalem. This is going to be a Division C matchup here. I'm excited about this. Let's get it. This Frank Jukes is all right. I'm already getting PMs from people just asking me like, "What division?" We are doing. Let's see. Can I get this? C. Send that message back really quick. Let's get into this. All right. The good lucks are out from both teams. We are going to be going into Tomb of the Spider Queen here. Now, really quickly, before we get too far into this draft, let's go ahead and review the coin flip. Coin was called by Arrogant Nephalem. They went ahead and won that. I just want to note that, like, heads wins. Everyone always wins with heads. Oh, God. Seriously? Sorry, I'm just getting game rescheduling. I'm like, that's cool. And that is not the right configure video. All right. Yeah, that's not inside of OBS. That is a Logitech program right there. All right. So, coin flip was won by Arrogant Nephalem. They banned out Cursed Hollow. Braxis Holdout was banned out by Massive Whiff. First map was chosen by Arrogant Nephalem, giving first pick, first ban over to Massive Whiff. That was Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 2, chosen by Massive Whiff, is going to be Volskaya Foundry. So 2 nice long maps we're going to be getting into tonight. We have the Hanzo taken out, and then we're also going to be having the Carrion taken away here too. I wonder if the Kerrigan is a target ban. The plausibility for that. And Dragon Force Fox, thank you for coming by. Swing Time, thank you for the auto host. First pick Sonya. Gonna heavy prioritization on the wave clear here, as well as that solo lane, making sure they lock that in first. Maybe someone's comfort pick hero, so they just want to make sure that they have that. That's so weird. Yeah, no, it's the same one as me. Anyways, sorry, I keep looking over at the. I got it, like, of course, the moment like I went live, I got like 3 or 4 different like DMs, and I'm just like, I want to help you, but I gotta stream. All right, let's get into this though. We have the Garrosh being picked up on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I wouldn't be opposed to a healer at this point. Stukov is really strong, especially on a map like this. Also, Alexstrasza is something to consider, but I think the Garrosh pairs well with the Stukov a little bit. Yo, one Mega Man fan, thank you for that host. I do appreciate that. Thank you for giving me that extra little viewership. Hope your night is going well. Hope you had a good stream. The Garrosh Stukov. I think the combination is really, really strong getting into this. What do we get with the Sonya is the other question. They're going to need a healer. They're also going to need wave clear. They're also going to need a main tank. And they'll need some poke damage. I like... That Sonya is such an early grab. I like the idea of just grabbing... Ooh. I was actually thinking you grab your healer. But maybe they're going to prioritize the Alexstrasza later in the draft, and they don't want to give the opportunity for them to kind of draft around that. Basically, here's the healing on the ground, put a bunch of damage on it. Like Chromie, Kael'thas, Jaina, like anytime that Alexstrasza puts a healing circle down, you just target that reticle, and you just dump damage there because no one wants... You can zone people from getting healed, so it's definitely one of those things to consider in this situation. That is your priority here, maybe just going ahead and putting that in the later half of the draft. But Malfurion going to be banned out on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Not a bad idea at all. Just that support choke is probably the best route. Now they've got Garrosh, they've got Stukov, they've got a strong tank, strong healer. At this point, you can target things away from the Sonya in that solo lane, or you can take away wave clear and poke damage. I like the idea of, if you're not going to take it here, which it doesn't look like, maybe getting rid of the Junkrat. The poke damage from Junkrat is obnoxious. Turning in with that is just not fun to deal with. Rusky, there's not even a K in your name. Rusty, I don't know why my mouth did that. Thank you for coming by. Glad to see you guys cheering on a favorite team here. It looks like it's going to be a Massive Whiff at this point. Either way. I honestly think you take away the wave clear, and that's the Chromie being taken away. So I think that kind of pushes them a little bit more towards that Alexstrasza, in my opinion. I definitely think they're going to be heading into that route with that Chromie ban. Now, the other thing to consider, too, is, I mean, it's not significant. For me, at least, I'm looking at that and going, it kind of leans into that specific pick. The zoning from Alexstrasza is powerful. It works on the boss as well. Point control is great. A little bit of extra lane control, as well as some of these team fights that you get in these tight corridors. Now, the one thing I want to note really quickly, Diablo's just slid through this draft, and this is actually a map where I would personally heavily prioritize him. The four-member rotation between top and mid is a great way to stack up those souls extremely quickly. But we'll see. I mean, there's still the second half of the draft. I definitely think they're going to need some poke damage. They're going to need their solo laner, and they're going to need their wave clear on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I really like the idea of grabbing the Junkrat and Gul'dan, maybe waiting on that solo lane because you know it's going to be the Sonya, so you can maybe just flex a little bit on those last two draft picks. It's actually going to be the Diablo and then the Jaina for the wave clear. Okay, interesting. So do they run, is this triple tank Jaina hyper carry then? Because that's what it has to be. You can't, I don't think you can Diablo into Sonya or Garrosh into Sonya whatsoever. I think you'll get bullied out of that lane so very quickly. Now, on the same side of the members for Massive Whiff, they're going to need wave clear on their end. They've got some good crowd control with the ETC. Sonya's got some initiation. Phoenix has a kind of in and out. Oh, so it begins. That's a Decker Kane, which I forgot even to mention. I asked at the start of, like, I was working today and it was like 8 a.m. and I was just like, wait, it's Monday. Like, does Decker Kane come through? And they were all like, yes. And I was like, all right, cool. Don't forget to mention it. Forgot, like, the moment we went live, I was just like, yeah, you know, what about that new hero that's out and is available for play that I've confirmed this morning? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so they've got Kael'thas for their wave clear. Decker Kane. So it's going to be Kael'thas, Decker Kane, ETC, Phoenix in the four-member rotation. Sonya in that bottom lane. But what are they going to be going into? That's the question. I kind of like the idea of a Malthael. I think it could work out really well. Though if they're going to triple tank, I think they go into the Leoric. And I wonder if maybe the Kael'thas could have been switched out with something that, you know, something like a Tychus or even a Malthael themselves, because they're obviously, they have the double tank. And if I was looking at this draft on the side of Massive Whiff, I'd be like, they have to triple tank at this point, or they need something for that solo lane. I'm excited. I haven't cast a Decker Kane game yet. I don't know a ton about his kit. Besides, you know, just some basic stuff. So builds, we're going to be checking that throughout the game. I do apologize that I'll be hovering that a bunch, but that's going to be Grooming. Okay. Not a hero that we've seen in the solo lane in a very long time, but has that opportunity. The Worgen form and the Razor Swipe is a very good way to clear minion wave. You also have the damage buff to minions and works in that Worgen form. So at this point, this is some interesting drafts. I definitely think, I'm not sure who I would give this over to. Tell him, Baja. Tell him. Hey, Frank Dukes, thanks for coming by. All right, let me let you guys know that there are no Twitch alerts. I can dig this. Fun draft. And what? Gildan Nerd Rage, thank you for coming by. All right, just so you guys know that there are no alerts during Cast of Gameplay, just so that we can focus on this. And any alerts that do go off during Cast of Gameplay, we will redo them once we get out of here. But let's get into this. Game number 1. I'm not sure. That Greymane wasn't really expected. I wasn't thinking that the Greymane would make an appearance tonight, but hey. We'll be getting it. Alright, I don't really know who I give this over to. I like both drafts a lot. We're going to find out here in just a second. On the left-hand side, we are going to be having Massive Whiff. Let's get into this. Zanzibar will be playing the ETC. Zane KT will be on that Kael'thas. Kaina will be on the Sonya. Ruben Ripper going to be on the Decker Kane. And K-Shizzle rounding it out on that Phoenix. On the right-hand side, we are going to be having Arrogant Nephalem with Null Pointer going to be on the Stukov, Lothran going to be on the Diablo, Kaim going to be on that Greymane, Tribe going to be on the Jaina, and Sigatai. I'm glad when people like watch it not be that at all. Watch it be like Segatai, but I'm pronouncing the capitalizations. Either way, that is going to be Arrogant Nephalem. Let's get into this here. We have a full 5-member meetup here in mid. Actually, we have a split up from a couple of the members here. Rotating down, we do have that Greymane confirmed as the solo laner in that bottom. Ruben Ripper going to be getting some healing out in this lane, prepping it up, and I'm just so curious to see how this will be shaping out with the Decker Cane, especially in the rotations. We do have the Scroll of Identify at level 1, so going to be going ahead and stacking up. And in a 4-member rotation, I do think that's a strong talent to be grabbing. Gotta change your game. Oh, thank you, Dunk. Thank you. Give me 1 second. I just don't want to miss any cast of gameplay. Thank you for that. All right. I do apologize, everybody. All right. Missed 1 rotation. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Dunkstick. That was the one thing I was like updating all the information earlier, and I was like, this is right. I've got everything. No. I didn't check 1 box, but thank you. Do appreciate you letting me know about that. Let's get back into this as we have the rotations coming out. No deaths just yet. Diablo can lean against Soda. She's mediocre and bot here, in my opinion. Okay. I honestly think she's strong either way. Deckard, exactly. Deckard is the exciting call right now. All right. Dukov going to be going ahead and getting the Lurking Arm out, just pushing some of the members back just a little bit. Cassius is going to be rotating up, though, and going to be also using that AoE auto attack to just get a faster clear onto this lane, push this up a little bit faster. A couple of the members of Arrogant Nephalem will need to go ahead and just make this rotation. And it's not going to be a problem. They're not going to be pushing up into gate. They're not missing experience at this point. It's fairly even between the two teams. Just bottom lane. Whew. Small XP advantage in favor for the members of Massive Whiff, but I think we're talking a hair at this point. Meanwhile, rotation's just out between the two teams. Deckard Cain pick OP. Well, we're going to find out. So far, Deckard Cain, at least on my stream, ooh, we're going to get an overpower into Zanzibar here. There will be the Lurking Arm out. There is going to be the root out from Ruben Ripper there. Overall, though, no pickup here. Meanwhile, though, mid lane, we're going to have Zane KT just getting this clear. In bottom, we have kind of pushing into Kaim here a little bit. Also, just the 2 usernames, of course, being in the bottom lane here. The 2K usernames. Shadow Charge going to be going on to Kael'thas at this time. We also... I just want to note really quickly, this is a Convection Kael'thas. I was just about to be like, let's talk about some talents as we just have rotations at this point, and I just look over, I'm like, that's Convection, okay. We also going to be having the questing talent out from the Phoenix with the advanced targeting, so looking to get a couple of those, especially in the multiple member rotations here. It's a big benefit for them here, as it looks like just clear and no fight. I was just like waiting with bated breath for a hot second, but no, Jaina's going to be in that top lane, getting the clear onto this, and starting to get a little bit of momentum in the favor for the members. Ooh, that Shadow Charge from Cassius at the last second. Lothran going in for that Shadow. Just almost getting that stun, and that could have spelled the demise for the Phoenix there. Zanzibar, I don't know if they have a power slide. Getting healed up here by Ruben Ripper. It will be enough for now, as it looks like they will continue to poke out. They will also get the root onto Garrosh. No follow-up damage just yet. Peeking, though, really quickly into bottom lane. Overall, into the Greymane. Sunny holding this over, though. Greymane sitting with 17 gems. Gonna need to play this a little bit safe, as we do see them playing that kind of gate game, making sure they're not going out too far. Oh, Kime, I'm sorry. My apologies. Toss gonna go out from Garrosh. No follow-up root from Ruben Ripper just yet. Poke damage coming out from Kael'thas, who's now back at 6 stacks that were lost. Some poke going to be continuing to come out. They're trying to deny that turn-in. At this time, it is available turn-in for both teams. I do believe the Greymane and bottom lane actually might have the majority of the gems here. Nope, gonna go ahead and actually got those in. Wasn't sure if I saw that, so it looks like it is going to be on the Diablo to get the majority of these in, as Ruben Ripper, with a little bit of help from Zanzibar, going to be trying to get those out. Trying to get those gems in, but it's not going to be working out as they continue this, as we do have Oh, there is going to be the slow. The Indomitable is used. Toss going to be going out onto the ETC at this time. Lothering going to be zoning them back. There will also be that Blizzard there. And at this point, with the silence and everything, I think that will spell the demise for the ETC. That will be another kill going over in favor for Arrogant Nephalem. Oh my god. Nephalem. Shadow Charge is going to go out onto... Oh, okay. I was just like, wait, am I saying Kindness name wrong? No, I was saying the Greymaine's name wrong. It's Kime. Thank you for that kill it in Nerd Rage. Do appreciate that letting me know, because sometimes I'm not too sure. But that will be first Webweaver turn-in phase for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Starting to get, well, actually, excuse me, I would say continuing their kind of momentum here. It's not big, but they're starting with about a quarter level difference between the two teams, pushing their way up closer and closer to those 10s. It's a while away. We've got about, a level and a half here, and we'll see what they get off of this push. They've got some good siege tools here with the Garrosh as well as the Jaina, poking in with the frost damage and just kind of people having to respect the range of Garrosh. They don't want to get tossed into that backline. Do apologize with the siege in bottom lane. Ime is going to go ahead and get the kill onto the Sonya and push that up even further. We do have a little bit of a fight breaking out. Cases are going to have to use the blink to get out of there, but Zanzibar going to get a little bit low. Going to get that power slide right out. They lose the gate, but they defend their boss lane fairly well. Meanwhile, in mid, Zane KT did get a decent clear onto this, getting pushed in by Diablo a little bit, but with that push and the soak that they got, that will be enough to push them into 10s here. And on the side of Massive Whiff, they're going to need to play this a little slow. They don't want to stack any deaths here this late into the game. I wouldn't say, well, at this point in the game, 6 minutes and it's not that late. But at this point in the game, you don't want to start staggering deaths. You don't want to start just feeding into the enemy team because they have those 10s. It's going to be hard to fight them. You need to play this a little bit slower, play it a little bit safer, and that's exactly what they're doing, just poking out into these areas. Now, they don't have enough for turn-in, but they definitely can, on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, they definitely can kind of get the majority that they have in, play this a little bit safe, get their wallets lower. Also, make sure they continue to keep this lead. We're looking at about a 2-level-ish. Not 2-level. We're just looking at one is Ime 70 health. Just getting out of there just fine. Full stun going out. Not going to be getting any sort of kill off of that at this point. Just some poke damage, making sure that they're also checking the turn phase at this point. Don't want to let them get this here, as it looks like Keishaza might be able to sneak this in the top lane. Kael'thas getting a little bit of just some poke into the shadows there. They have 48 out of the 50 necessary. They're only looking for 2 as they do get the overpower. They found Ruben Ripper out of position here, and that will be Decker Kane falling at this time. They start to dive in on Lothram, but that will be the toss out from the Garrosh. That will be the Sonya falling as well, as they got their 10s on the side of Massive Whiff. Well, we just kind of have this poke at this point in the turn and going in favor for Arrogant Nephalem. Holding some 10 talents here on the side of Massive Whip, but we do have the stage dive. Not the stage dive, excuse me, Mosh Pit. It's... Actually, Keisha's taking a bunch of damage here from Kime. Not going to be getting the kill. Purification Salvo, I was like, it's on the tip of my tongue. We're also going to have Stay a While and Listen from Decker Kane, so no Lord NATO this game. Interested to see how they're going to utilize that. Maybe set up for Mosh Pit? We'll have to find out here, as this will be a Webweaver phase descending in favor for Arrogant Nephalem, who also have their 10s, which is going to be Ring of Frost, Go for the Throat, Apocalypse, Flailing Swipe, and also Warlord's Challenge on that Garrosh. So let's see here, as it looks like the majority of the push will be in top lane. Sonya going to be in that bottom lane to push that back, so not all 5 members up here, and I think they do see that on the minimap. They can push this in a little bit harder. You may going to get some poke damage out from K-Shizzle here. Doesn't look like they're going to be advancing too far. They actually get the stun onto Ruben Ripper, but there will be the root out, stalling these 2 members out. ETC in that backline going to go ahead and get a 2-member Mosh. Purification Salvo going to be coming out. That will be the Ring of Frost coming out as well, only connecting on to the Phoenix, who actually gets hit by the Apocalypse as well. No follow-up damage. Lothar trying to get the kill, and that will be the Diablo falling, losing those souls. So out of all the members you could lose in this situation, you'd want it to be your Diablo. Nice stun coming out from Garrosh, allowing them to potentially get out. They get the slow and root out. K-Shizzle losing that armor, going to be backing off at this time. Going to get some healing from Ruben Ripper, and that will be a 1-for-0 trade in favor for the members of Massive Whiff here. And that's a huge play for them, as it looks like Zane KT will go ahead and get enough for a Webweaver phase of their own. We do have Sonya, who pushed back bottom and mid during that entire time, also closing that experience gap. That's a huge thing that I also want to note here, is that Sonya has started to close that experience gap. He may a little far out at this time. Sonya still has Wrath of Berserker, not going to be utilizing it at this time. And then the other thing I didn't note here is Kael'thas was still holding that 10 talent, did go ahead and pick up the Phoenix. Ooh, Lothar going to get an overpower on to Zanzibar, going to have that power slide through. We do have a 2-member stun here from Sigatai. Is it Segatai or Sigatai? We'll find out in a second. At least from Twitch chat, hopefully. But they're going to start pushing into this top lane quite a bit. Now, the other thing I want to note really quickly, Zane KT sitting at 19 out of the 20 stacks necessary for Convection. Once that pops off, look to see them really, I think, maybe play a lot more aggressive, as that will be the stack needed to finish out that Convection talent. So they're going to go ahead and actually use the Phoenix at this time as well for some zoning. Going to be pushing out a little bit harder, opening up this top lane for themselves here. As I noted, this is the boss lane. This is definitely what a lot of teams utilize as the win condition on this map. They'll go ahead and grab boss, stack that up with web weavers, or vice versa. Even then, getting a boss and just having that push up to the keep front gate, and then you stagger that with web weavers maybe a couple minutes later, even then is quite a big push value for you. Because it looks like they've rotated out. Bottom lane's cleared out, mid lane's cleared out. They're just kind of backing up because they don't want to be too far up in that top lane. Could get caught out of position, as Garrosh is going to go ahead and get the gravity lapse there. And just the actually, excuse me, Lothar going to be going ahead and getting a bunch of tosses here. That will be the stay a while and listen, but it was immediately erupted. Ring of Frost going to be coming out, not connecting onto anyone. And that will be Kael'thas falling, not losing convection stacks, but also, oh, just that stay a while and listen getting interrupted. I was just like, no, he had it. Now, I do want to note really quickly that they do have enough for a turn-in on the side of Massive Whiff here. So they could go for back-to-back turn-ins, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the situation, as Kime is going to be on this camp. Ooh, good thing Sonya left at this point. I mean, I would just say maybe try and get the turn-in with those 30 gems. You do not want to allow those to go through. There will be these silence out. Both are not going in at this time. Can't see the enemy team. No, they picked up that camp, so it looks like they'll just back off. Sonya is maybe the highest burden of execution character in the game at this level, in my opinion. Evidence right there. 3 heroes with displacement. Still taking Ring of Frost, confidence, team communication. All right, here we go. A little bit of a fight going to be just kind of breaking out here, as we will be getting the turn-in favor for Massive Whiff once again. Looks like they did manage to get the majority of those gems turned in from that Sonya. 29 of the 30 necessary. But meanwhile, in mid, it looks like that is where they're going to be setting their sights. They're going to be going ahead and getting Zane KT just getting stunned out for a second from the Groundbreaker. Webweaver phase just about to fall. And with the Kael'thas finishing those convection stacks and getting later and later into this game, the poke damage that's going to be coming out is going to be huge. Now, they also pop out the Phoenix just for some zoning here that will confirm the fort. Purification salvo coming out, but I think it got interrupted by the silence, if I'm not mistaken. Sonya going to be popping the Wrath of Berserker, as well as the Mythical Spear going to be coming out into Sigatai there, and not going to be getting the kill. I'm not big on it till 20 with Icy Veins. It's nonsense. Shadow Charge going to be going in and on to K-Sigil. Going to go ahead and get the Blink out there. That is all the shields falling, but not going to be losing any major health in this situation. They went ahead and defeated the mid lane pressure. They lost their fort, but at this time this will be a bottom fort falling as well. So these back-to-back Webweaver phases have been huge for the members of Massive Whiff, as it's going to be 16 to 15. Not a huge, level disparity between these two teams, but they're definitely playing it safe. They're not stepping up. They're letting them just, push up. The Webweaver will be ending here. They also finished the ETC Proc stacks at level 1 on the side of Massive Whiff, so that's a huge asset for their team. ETC just became a much beefier boy. Really quickly, just kind of skimming through some of these talents as they're turning in here. We have the Scroll of Identify is going to be at 18 out of the 20 necessary. We have Phoenix at 65 out of the 120. Jaina is looking pretty close to that 15,000 mark on the damage for that ice block, which will be huge for them. 77 stacks on the Diablo currently for souls, as it looks like a lot of these teams are just posturing just to check turn-in. They don't want to allow the members of Arrogant Nephalem to get this turn in at this time, because it will start to just swing the momentum back in their favor. The other factor too, it's not instantaneous, but it definitely allows that pause. Webweavers descend, they have to deal with that. That's the big thing, and they're kind of setting themselves up for it here, as it looks like they grab this camp. They're stacking up as 5 members. They're looking for, well, not looking for it, but they're definitely set up for a fight here, as it is 16 to 16. Mid lane has been set up with a bunch of these larger potions from Decker Kane. A little bit of a turning going to be happening in the top here. No one going to be poking this out at this time. Greymane gets turned in, as well as Diablo, and that will be a Webweaver turn-in phase for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. And that's going to be a nice push here at this late into the game, 15 minutes in. Top lane, they'll be descending far up. Mid lane, they've got it a little prepped up, as it looks like they start to fight here. Tonk going to be going out, and they blow up the ETC. I'm going to be tossed out here, but there is infinity range, and that will be Greymane falling as well. We also have the Scroll of Identify coming out. Not going to be getting onto one of the members there, but no pointer so very low in the situation. That will be the stay a while and listen, but it was immediately interrupted by the laser from Shizzle there, so not able to get too far there, but that will be the Diablo falling at this time. And so overall, they lose 1 themselves. They get 2. Diablo at 98 out of the 100 stacks necessary for the instant revive. So that Diablo value just not coming through. But at the same time, that timers aren't extremely long. They will be basically losing out on this Webweaver phase, but Diablo will have enough souls stacked up basically once they revive. This bottom lane is going to naturally push itself out quite a bit. I'm sorry, I was looking on the map and everything. I was just like, why was Sonya so far up? And how did she die? I do apologize for missing that, guys. But that will be the Webweaver phase ending here. They're going to go ahead and push up top, grab themselves just a little extra experience while they have the advantage. Now, the other thing that I would consider here is maybe just rushing really quick and taking the boss. They don't have a Sonya. It'd be really, really risky for them to go ahead and do that. Now, oh, well, I guess we'll say this. The Diablo is coming back at this time, so I guess it won't be the best play for them, as it looks like they're going to make a rotation here down into mid. Just scouting this out. Boss, I think, is going to be scouted out as well by the members of Massive Whiff. Both teams just, now that they see that they're on mid, they're like, well, they're not at boss. We can't rush mid because we've also walked through, you know, they have positioning. They've been shown on the map this entire time, so it's they can't really make any sort of sneaky plays at this time, as it looks like no Webweaver phase for either team. No 20s available for either team. Just going to be playing this a little bit slow, as they don't want to be taking any sort of bad fight, especially this late into the game. Death times are starting to get up there. Diablo has also finished stacks, so is just terrifying. They are showing kind of that they're working on this top lane. Question is, will they get caught out in a boss? Are they faking boss? Bottom camp is going to be grabbed. They know that the team is going to be split, but they don't go for it. Siege Giants will be pressuring that bottom lane, which has been stacked up quite a bit. The longer they delay out this fight, the better. Once they probably show in bottom lane, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them maybe rush boss, but you can already see that they're starting to spread themselves out on the side of Massive Whiff. They do not want to allow them to have that, to have that boss. Decker Kane, yeah, they're just spreading themselves out a little bit around the map. We have kind of going to be going on that, but at this time, this will be the boss started by the members of Arrogant Nephalem. And I don't think they're going to be able to respond to this. They can't go in on it. They get the stun out. Toss going to be going out from Garish, but that will be boss claimed by the members of Arrogant Nephalem. And now, the other thing to consider is that they've worked up enough gems on the side of Massive Whiff that if they can burn down this boss and get a little bit of, I would say, map momentum, just kind of push out the waves a little bit. They're a little bit kind of pushed into them and also starting to stack up in bottom lane especially. Once that, you know, if they can just get a little map control, they'll definitely be able to just go in further, especially with the Webweaver turn in phase so low, or so late into the game. They're just going to get, they're going to allow the push happen. At this time, they're not going to work around the Stukov zoning lurking arm, and this is going to be just a push onto the keep. They get the well. Ring of Frost going to be going out. They actually grab one member here. The Apocalypse going to be coming out as well. Stay a while and listen. Going to be grabbing a couple members here. Shadow Charge is going to be going out from Lotharen. They spread the chain bomb, but that will be the boss taking down keep. They have 20 advantage. It is close on the side of Massive Whiff, but it doesn't look like they go and push the advantage anymore. Midwave stacked up quite a bit. That is a lot of gems sitting in the lane for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Nephalem. I don't know why. Like my mouth, the moment I was just like, I was trying to say it earlier, I was like, yeah, we can do this. And then I was like, I said it the moment we started casting. I was like, my mouth doesn't want to form the words needed. Diablo died just in time. Yeah, no, that is exactly it. Knight, you called it. That was when, yeah, he had the 98 out of 100 souls. That is definitely the best time to lose them. So they're all zoning down in this bottom. They don't have enough for turn-in, but there is this top at this point. We do have Zanzibar and a couple of the members just delaying this out as best they can, and they do that exactly. Toss going to be going out onto the ETC. A lot of damage is going to be going out. That will be the cow popped here. That will also be the purification salvo going to be interrupted. Kime not going to be dying in this situation. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, Diablo pushing that up a little bit. Looked like they were going to go for a potential flank onto that, but that won't be the priority at this time. Now, top Webweaver, that is just going to be pretty much ruined here as we have a toss and a lot of damage going out onto the Sonya at this time. There will be the purification salvo out from K-Shizzle. That will also be the sleep onto so many of the members, the stay a while and listen, stalling this out and actually allowing some of the members here to get back into position and back away from this potential loss, as it looks like mid lane is going to be cleared up before it even gets to the gate. They don't have their ETC at this time, so they need to play this a little bit safe. It's 20 to 20. There's no Webweaver. They could push into this really hard and punish it, but I don't think they're going to do that on... Ooh, actually, nope. They go ahead and do that. There will be the double from the... So much just onto one hero, but that's the thing is they burn so many abilities and tools to get one kill, but the thing is, this late into the game, you just took a team member out for 60 seconds. You get your waves cleared, and then you can start pressuring this up yourself, maybe even pressure into a mid. They have enough for a turn in themselves. If they just push back the lanes, by the time the Webweavers descend and they, you know, the Sonya's up and everything, they will definitely have a huge advantage in this game. Looks like, though, Arrogant Nephalem going to be going ahead and just grabbing this camp. Wouldn't be too surprised to see them set up for a turn-in quite soon, but they're going to be doing the exact same thing on the side of Massive Whiff. Make sure that they just at least have some sort of pressure in the lane to deal with some of this. Greymane is going to be sneaking off. You're going to see them actually avoiding being seen by the minion wave there. Also just going to be grabbing this camp extremely quickly. No turn-in available on the side of Massive Whiff, but this bottom turn-in is going to be where they get basically everything in. I don't think they're going to be able to zone this away. They won't catch them in time. That will be Arrogant Nephalem with another Webweaver turn-in. I do believe it's even for both teams in turn-ins. I think it's been 3 each, if I'm not mistaken. Mid lane is going to be cleared up as quickly as they can do that, but they also did the exact same thing on the side of Massive Whiff. So that camp will be cleared out. They're not going to have to deal with that. Every heroic is off cooldown at this time, though. That's the big thing. Bottom lane seems to be where they're setting up at this time for this big push. A couple members going to be responding to this. They're going to be scouted out by the minion wave. They know to back off at this time. Swipe on salvo was... Yeah, no, that is actually... This Stukov as just major props to Null Pointer for getting so many just interrupts onto Purification Salvo, because that was not the first. So Webweaver at this time going to be falling extremely quickly in health. They got the poke damage out onto that, but they get the gate. They also have the Siege Giant pushing down this lane as well, maybe looking for a keep at this time. They go ahead and they have the Shadow Charge out from Lothran. They also have the Purification Salvo going to be coming out at this time. Going to get a lot of the members here. That will be the Apocalypse coming out as well. Toss going to be going out onto the Diablo, who uses the Hell's Gate to get right onto Kana there. Oh, do they lose? That will be... I was like, why did Kael'Thas' name pop up? But that will be the Kael'Thas falling at this time. Jaina going to pop that ice block. Not going to be fall. Ooh. I'm going to eat my own words on that, but here's the thing. Mid lane, top lane. They had a huge defense. They had a huge chase back, but that is going to be game number 1 going over to the members of Arrogant Nephalem. GG. Well played. Arrogant Nephalem finally wins a game on their map choice. Ooh. ETC had like 9 HP, so he just explodes on Garrosh and Diablo threaten him. he had his proc rock filled as well. It was just one of those situations that they had, like, they would get the toss, they would have a silence, they would have a Warlord's challenge. It was just, they burned all the CC on him, but that's the thing, is like, they just stun chained him. You know, you get a Diablo, like, Shadow Charge in there too. ETC had no time to even power slide, and by the time there was the availability too, there was usually a lurking arm that's been fully expanded, so you have to walk out of that, and it's just GG well played. And that's what I was saying. The later half, they slow played it. They just got the picks they needed and just kept pushing in with that advantage. And then they would just find another advantage and just push in with that one. So definitely a strong start here. But another Kerrigan ban going to be coming out from the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Probably, if it's a first ban 2 games in a row, I'm going to assume a target ban. Which I do believe someone, the last time I was casting this team, I think they did mention that. Hey, I'm on the team, I'm allowed to say something like that. Well, there you go. I mean, if you're on the team and that's what you say, okay, okay. Oh, I waited too long for that tea. It cooled off, like, way too much. All right. Ban on the side, though, of... Okay. Gonna get rid of that Garrosh. They do not want to deal with it. Not a bad idea. Lava Splash, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. Thanks for coming by. Hope you are enjoying the stream. Thanks again. Diablo first pick, though. I'm just going to grab that up. I wonder, do we get an early Stukov, though, out of Massive Whiff? Because even then, Diablo Stukov's really strong. You could play a Maiev into it. I think Maiev is extremely powerful on a map like this. The other things that I would also consider in this situation would be the Junkrat poke damage could be really beneficial. Riptire is a huge aspect. The reposition you can get from Concussion Mine, I like it. I don't know if I would... I could see a Junkrat in the 1-2 slot, but you'd also have to grab maybe your main healer. Like, I think it'd be like a healer. It'd be like Stukov Junkrat. I don't think is a horrible idea. Doesn't matter if you heal over time if you lose all your HP in 3 seconds. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Sonya and the Stukov. So high priority on the Sonya once again from the members of Massive Whiff. Still strong on the solo lane. It still works to the point as well. I think Sonya is a great brawler. I personally like Blaze a little bit more on this map. I think the bunker has a lot more value for a team. I also think that with some of the... Okay.
Here we go again.
Ooh, and they don't have a cleanse. Yeeks. So... I guess you can play around this. This is no big deal. And so typically what you see is like someone will grab like they'll grab a Chromie and you're like, all right, well I'll counter it by having Blaze, and then anytime Chromie puts down Temporal Loop, we'll just drop a bunker. They jump in, mitigated, done. You can't do that if Blaze is on the other team. ETC just doesn't have the emergency buttons like Blaze, Joe, or the massive blob like Diablo. I mean, I think ETC has tools. I mean, if every fight and waits for to engage the chain. Yeah. Well, the other thing to consider too is they had Shadow Charge in from Diablo. That was typically like half of ETC's health because it was percentage based since it was post 13, and he also finished the questing talent out of the shadows, if I'm not mistaken, or that might be a different talent. Might be 4 with the extended range. Either way, and then you also had Jaina dropping snow, and so that combo from her was a huge burst. Then you also had the taunt just to go nowhere, and then you had Stukov silence. So like, it didn't matter. Honestly, it didn't matter if it was a Blaze or any other tank. They would have been dead regardless because of just how much damage they were putting onto a single target. I mean, I was watching a Diablo on Tomb of the Spider Queen 2 days ago, post 20. With like everything stacked up, Shadow Charge a Kael'thas and take them down to a literal sliver of health, and then just get autoed to death by I think like a minion or something. So it's definitely like the Diablo late game is terrifying. But we are going to be having Malfurion taken away on the side of Massive Whiff, and then we are going to be having Arrogant Nephalem getting rid of that ETC. So just choking out the potential tank on the side of Massive Whiff, and then themselves taking out that healer for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. And what are you guys gonna pick up here in this 3-4 slot? I still like the idea of the Junkrat. I think it'd be huge for their team. They're gonna need to they're gonna need to find a way into that Chromie, so they're gonna need something to get onto that back line. And it's okay. So it's gonna be the Genji. And they'll pick up that Phoenix once again. True, but we need a break. A certain support choke. Okay. I keep reading over in Twitch chat. You guys are just tearing it up tonight. Thanks for coming by. I do appreciate the support from everybody. This is not the only game we're going to be having tonight either. This is going to be the first of 2 matches we have. After this, at 7 o'clock, we are going to be having the Division B the One Tricks versus... Oh, God. The Reapsville Gazettes, I think is the other team. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But they are going to need a healer. I kind of like the idea of the Alexstrasza here. I think her point control is a lot stronger than Rhaegar. The chain heal is huge. The Ancestral can be a big benefit for teams if they do find one member getting kind of low, and they can just have that burst heal that they need. But I wonder if it's maybe just to deal with a little bit of that Genji who dives in that backline if they do need that Ancestral into something like a Chromie or the Greymane, who does get a little bit low if Genji gets back there and just starts to harass them a bunch. The other thing too is I mean, there's a cleanse. The cleanse will be beneficial. We'll see. Last pick though, they're gonna need a main tank. Got Sunny for the solo lane. Did a ban Joanna. That's not a bad ban at all. I think she works great on this map. Blinds would be huge for them. That's a good call. I hope I'm saying it right. Anitas. Yeah, that's a good call. I think she works great on this map. The Greymane, any sort of dive from the Greymane will be semi-mitigated. I worry at the Alex. I don't think, yeah. I don't think it would have been an Alex there. I think the point control in the fight could have been big for them, but I like the Rhaegar. A little bit of a slower and safer play, but we'll find out here in just a second. Let's go into game number 2. Oh, the music changed over there. I was like drinking tea and the music changed over and it went silent. And I'm like, no, computer, like now is not the time to crash. It didn't. Thank you. Knock on wood. Let's go ahead and also let everyone know that we do not have alerts on during this, but I will turn them back on afterwards and I will show you guys your donations, follows, anything. But let's get into this. Game number 2 here. On the left-hand side, we are going to be having Massive Whiff with Zane KT on the Genji. Zanzibar going to be on the Joanna. Ruben Ripper going to be on the Stukov. Kenna going to be on the Sonya. And Sij. My mouth doesn't want to make the words. Shizzle on that Phoenix. On the right-hand side, we're going to be having Arrogant Nephalem up 1 game with Kime going to be on the Greymane, Lothran going to be on the Diablo, Triab going to be on the Chromie, Sigatai going to be on the Blaze, and Null Pointer going to be on that Rhaegar. Coming out the gates, interesting. Double block. Going to block on Zanzibar as well as Kaina there. Sonya and Joanna picking up those blocks. Interesting. Overall, I'm not seeing anything crazy out of the ordinary. Shizzle going to be working on those advanced targeting stacks early here. Ruben Ripper going to be the perfect person to stack off of for that Chromie, as they do utilize the lurking arm there, as she can just dump a whole lot of sand. We're actually going to be seeing a potential flank here. Zanzibar going to be just denying that 100%. Overall, though, rotation's just going to be coming out. We're going to be having Sigatai into the Sonya and just kind of like playing around the Sonya, not even really paying attention to the damage that she's doing to him. just pushing into that bottom lane. No big deal. Overall, though, rotation's going to be coming out. This is, I would say, a very similar map to Tomb of the Spider Queen, though I think the Triglav Protector snowball effect is a lot more powerful on the side. Or at least on a map like this, mostly because of the fact that it scales so insanely fast. And the other thing, too, is you can get quite a bit of damage if really not responded to, or if you get a huge, pushback on that first objective point. Even on the second, you can almost go to a keep and maybe even take it, at least with the second Triglav. First one, not usually. Buster going out, just making rotations. No kills just yet. Gonna have Sonya rotating away and grabbing this camp. Genji actually gonna be holding down bottom lane for a quick second. Meanwhile, in mid, there's some back and forth play between these two teams. It looks like it will be camps grabbed as they prepare themselves for the first Triglav here, popping up in the next 45 seconds. Blaze gonna be probably going back. Just gonna need to tap well as Sonya goes back, gets full, get themselves prepared here for this first objective on the map, as it looks like Poke gonna continue to come out. K-Shizzle gonna be just the stacking for Triad there. And at this point, we're only sitting at 7 stacks for the Chromie, 7 as well for the Phoenix. Diablo only sitting at 43 of those Black Soul Stones, so definitely going to need more before that insta-revive, as well as just having the extra power there. And from the Shadows, it is the level 4 talent. I need to check level 13 what they pick up there. It's also going to be the Siege Camp going to be grabbed in favor for the members of Massive Whiff here. Setting themselves up for this map, just making sure that they've got top lane pushing, and they're going to have that consistent pressure as Phoenix finishes out that push. Shadow Charge going to be going onto Zane KT. Going to have that dash right out. No big deal. Zanzibar. Zanzibar just fine. And they're just going to hold over this point for now. Meanwhile, though, top lane is going to get responded to by Sigatai. Some damage going to be going on to K-Shizzle here in just a second. But once they see that, I wonder if they push this in a little bit harder. Doesn't look like it at the time. Then maybe they're looking for 7 before they go in on this. Or they're just letting the percentage get a little high. But it could be risky if they just let that happen. The other thing, too, is they currently have that little minigun about to expire. Wonder if they just go in at this point. They do have that ending at this time. They continue to go in. Zane KT going to be diving in onto that back line a little bit here. They go ahead and grab this point themselves. That will be the lurking arm out from the Stukov. Some poke damage going to be coming out onto Ruben Rip. They're almost taking out half their health. Zanzibar is so low. Pustule going to be going out. Cases will back down from that top lane, helping the team. They get the conversion onto this point, and they're going to hold this over. 7's achieved as well. Poke damage is going to continue to come out. No diving just yet. Silence out from the Stukov. Blind's going to be coming out from Joanna. Condemn going to pull in a couple members there. Then KT going to get some damage dumped onto them, but that will be the Pustule healing them right back up. No big deal. K-Shizzle going to get dove on by Kaimate. It's not going to be enough, but they do get the Shadow Charge onto Kina there. No deaths just yet. Just a lot of health traded out back and forth. Some stacking talents going up for both teams here. But this is going to be the Triglav going to be contested at this time. Let's see if they are able to deny them this. There's the Contempt going to be coming out from the Joanna. Protection status out from the KT, but that on Zane KT, it will be the Chromie falling here, and that also means that it will be first Triglav Protector going over in favor for the members. Massive Whiff. Now, the one thing that we typically see from these teams is they go ahead and they open up mid lane a little bit here. They take down the gate, maybe take down the well, but then you usually rotate into the top. You usually take that down, open that up a little bit more for yourself, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing here. Now, the reason for this is because of the fact that the next objective will be popping up in the top lane. So, much like Dragonshire, where you see a heavy prioritization on the bottom and top lane wells, and you can even see the abilities being used to try and just poke at that well too. Huge silence going to be coming out. That will not be a kill, but a couple of members so very low. Now this is the thing, so even on Dragonshire you see this too. They prioritize the well, and the main reason for that is the sustain in this lane. Being able to push back the enemy team, not allowing them to continue to fight on this point by either retreating to their fort. Oh, Jet propulsion out just in time there. Not going to be a big deal. But They go ahead and they grab this fort. They played this really well in the set of Massive Whiff, and they got a lot of value here. Those couple members that got so very low in that initial push that had to go back, that was a huge play for the members of Massive Whiff, as the Sonya will be in this bottom lane pushing this back in quite a bit. We have the Blaze coming out here trying to get some damage. We'll be popping the Adrenaline boost. Doesn't look like they're going to be pushing in any harder at this point, but it is going to be 10s in favor for the members of Massive Whiff. We actually going to have the X-Strike out from the Genji. Falling Sword from the Joanna. Interesting. No Blessed Shield there. Sonya holding at this time. We are going to be having the Purification Salvo out from the Phoenix and Massive Shove from the Stukov. And Sonya going to be last second going to be grabbing the Wrath of the Berserker there, so doesn't look like we're going to be getting anything crazy, except for that Falling Sword is interesting. I wonder if it's maybe just to dive into that back lane with the Genji or something, or utilize that as an out. And we also, just really quickly, Chromie does have the 10 talent. That also will be the Temporal Loop. And that's huge for them. We're going to see what kind of reset they're going to be able to grab with that. Acia's going to be getting poked here. And the other thing to quickly note is that it's going to be Chromie sitting at 35 out of the 60 stacks necessary. So just about halfway through to get that clone that will continue to dump out some more damage onto these members. It looks like Phoenix will be pushing up the top lane, just getting this camp cleared away. No shielding available. No Polter maybe trying to get some damage out. There will be the bite that does go out. Probably hero, but that will be the Purification Salvo used as well. They continue to go out. That won't be the kill, but at this point it might be their undoing as they get the blink right out. Rest of the team going to be coming up here at this time. Going to spread out that Pusto, get that healing out. Null Pointer falling a little bit low there as they do get the scout out as well. Meanwhile, though, in bottom lane, Blaze going to be just pushing this out, not allowing them to get too much value here. But here's the thing. Top lane has been so opened up. The next Triglav Protector is going to be huge in favor for the members of Massive Whiff. Curious to see how they're going to play this back. The other thing, too, Lothran just finished the first set of stacks needed. So they're going to be able to have that insta-revive. It's 12 to 10. Now's kind of the time to take a fight if they can do it. But it doesn't look like they really have the setup for it. Sonya, I think, scouting out the turret camp on the right here. Excuse me, fortification camp. Line's going out. Keisha's going to continue to do poke. No fight just yet. Ime just getting a little bit of damage out, but overall, no one's actually able to pick up this turret. But either way, actually, a huge Apocalypse coming out. The will be ancestral healing going out into one of the members there. They also drop the bunker. Genji going to be falling at this time. There will be the falling sword into the backline here, but that will be Purification Salvo nullified by the bunker. Huge play for them here. And grabbing the Genji kill, I would say it's a pretty big pickup in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Now, the one thing I didn't note for them really quickly is we do have the Go for the Throat, Apocalypse, Ancestral Healing, and Bunker grabbed by those members. We already talked about the Temporal Loop from Chromie. And also going to be getting that timeout. We have a little bit of a dive happening onto the Joanna. Going to go ahead and pop that Iron Skin, which is just lasting forever. Sound's going to be coming out from the Stukov. They're setting themselves up for a little bit of a fight here. Lothran's trying to find that angle on the Diablo, but also trying to back up with the friendly team. They actually push them off, and they will be going ahead and grabbing this. There will be the Overpower and Shadow Charge into the wall onto the Joanna, but so much damage is going to be coming out. That will be the Sonya popping that Wrath of Berserker going in on Diablo, losing those souls. So already going to be back, but they continue to chase the Blaze. They want to get this other kill. Taking out that beefier member for the front line would be huge for them, but Diablo dead. They lose, that benefit of the extra healing that you typically get from the level 1 talent Devil's Due. I think it's 3% healing, 2% healing. And so, that is going to be gone. That's kind of a nice thing to have for your team. Baiting? Ooh. Ime might have gotten baited out there. It doesn't look like they're actually going to be able to get that kill. And not going to connect the Chromie Sandblast either. At this point, it looks like it will be another Triglav Protector in favor for the members of Massive Whiff here as they go ahead and grab the Siege Camp to push up top lane. Meanwhile, though, Sonya's got something right in response. We'll see if they can go ahead and get any sort of pressure onto this. He went loop, proud. I mean, in this draft, I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, there's no way to deal with it at all. Maybe Falling Sword. I mean, you have Iron Skin, but it won't go on the John. It's going to go on to mostly just use Stukov. Like, that's who I would just prioritize every time with it. But either way, this will be a Triglav Protector in favor for the side of Massive Whiff. Blaze Bunker going to come down right in the front of the gate here. Now, I'm curious if they're going to go ahead and rotate out of here, if they're going to try and push for maybe a keep. There's basically two plays at this time. You go for the keep, you get top lane catapult pressure, then the next Triglav Protector will be bottom lane. That C point will be in the bottom lane. You have catapult pressure consistently in top, but here's the thing. They're defending this really, really well, and this is starting to fall extremely quickly. I don't think they're going to be able to move on to a keep unless they get a kill. Lothran's setting up for that Shadow Charge into this back wall here. You can already see the angle being set there. They back off after getting the gate, and it opens up the map a little bit, but my complaint at this point is why not make the same play you made literally on the last one? Granted, bottom lane's already been opened up a little bit here. It's just my whole argument is just open it up more. Make it difficult for the members of Arrogant Nephalem later in the game. You can play this, you either play it hyper aggressive, which they're playing this a little bit slow. As actually we have the Shadow Charge going in onto the Sonya. They're going to start defending this and start taking this fight. Ancestral Healing will go on to the Blaze, but I think the bunker might have actually canceled it. No, I think it did actually go through, but Diablo will be falling at this time. Not enough souls to bring them back, and Extract going to be going out. Won't be getting the kill. That will be Genji getting a bunch of stand dumped on them. Extract won't be getting rid of the Temporal Loop. And that was actually one thing that I was going to mention really quick. I was like, I don't know this for sure, but if you time it out, hold on, another engagement going to be coming out. Three-member condemned. There's going to be the falling sword onto three of the members as well. They slow this. That will be the stasis out from Chromie at this time. There is no purification salvo available. 7 seconds. That will be the Chromie falling at this time. Not able to find a window to get out of there. And that will be another kill in favor for the members of Massive Whiff, as it looks like they rotate themselves over and grab the support camp. I guess not. I was just looking at the minimap, and then all of a sudden they're just changing rotations on me. We also have the Sonya going ahead and grabbing the fortification camp on the left-hand side. So getting themselves a couple tools and getting ready for the Protector is way too strong now. Yeah. If they get 2 kills, it's GG. It honestly could have been. I definitely... If they played that a little bit more aggressive, I think they could have got it, but I definitely like the way they did play it. I think getting the 16s, getting the map control, opening it up more, just getting the experience of just pushing up, not being hyper aggressive, not playing anything too risky. It's working out for the members of Massive Whiff in this game. And if it's working out, I would say just continue doing that. But you could have played that a little bit more aggressive, maybe gone in for a little bit of fight. That Diablo was a little bit away from the team. Could have maybe isolated them on a turn. But either way, that will be the bottom fort falling extremely easy. They don't have 16 on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, so they don't really want to take this fight. And they're pushing that advantage. They're going to exploit this as much as they can. Lothran looking for that shadow charge overpower. I think shadow charge reset. Oh, and this is the one thing. Devastating charge. That is what I was thinking. Okay. Couldn't think of the name there. Trying to have to remember that for the future. But this will be the siege camp grabbed in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. I wouldn't be too surprised to see maybe the Sonya split off and do the exact same thing at this time. The C point should be popping up here in the next, I would say, 30 or 40 seconds. Or at least the timer for it. Overall, though, at this point, it's a race for 16 on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, which I think before this next objective they will be getting, so it'll be even talent tiers, but they're going to be pushing themselves closer and also de-pushing this top lane push. Not going to want to take a fight at this, and that will be the Triglav Protector activating here right around the 15-minute mark, and then they'll be contesting that, but it is going to be 16 to 18 at this time. Just the level advantage, so you have that little bit of extra damage in your favor, but they're going to try and push up top lane a little bit, also pull the members away from bottom, pull that posturing out. Also, yeah, they're going to get scattered out here. They're going on the keep potentially. Pustule spreading out to the friendly team. They back off. And I think they want to take a chase off this, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Genji just making sure they get that dismount. There is the mobility from Zane KT on that Genji to just get that poke, get over a wall, and then just mount in to get out of there. But with that pull that they did, pulling them all the way into the top lane, I love the play. They go ahead and they start working on the clear. I was just like, you get on that point right away. You deny them that setup. But this could be a little risky and a little greedy, as it looks like this will be the camp grab. That will be the massive shove coming out at this time. Phoenix going to go ahead and have to get the blink out of here, but that will be the camp grabbed in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. So grabbing that easy fortification camp in their favor here. The other thing, too, is Greymane filled that Gilneas questing talent at level 7. I think Overflow? I can't remember off the top of my head. Incendiary. At this point, though, it's going to be a 5-member fight. Zanzibar going to be going in on this step. There will be the Overpower going in onto them. That will be the Blaze in that back line. The Apocalypse will be coming out at this time, connecting onto one of the members. Blaze a little bit low themselves. There's going to be the massive shove pushing them back. That will be Joanna falling at this time. Purification Salvo going to be coming out, getting the Blaze, but Kaimei is going to be getting so low. They actually get the kill onto the Greymane. That will be the Temporal Loop coming out. Not connecting? Did they blink out of it at the right second? Either way, that will be Genji finishing up that questing talent, also getting the kill onto the Diablo. Not going to have enough souls to come back at this time. That will be a Triglav Protector in favor for the members of Massive Whiff, as they killed 4 members. Looking for a 5th. They get the spear onto Triumph there, but it's not going to be enough. To be honest, in Scout, you have to extremely aggressive protection, because the 4th can win the game through... Oh yeah, Knight. That is very true. And we are currently looking at the 3rd protector of this game, the Triglav Protector here. Now, 4 members were just killed. Blaze is going to be the first one back up here. They'll be able to get this gate. I say that this keep is going to be given over before all 5 members are up and available. You can already see them position themselves on the opposite side of this keep. They want to go for the core at this point. Massive Whiff, once they get this, will have their 20 talent tier advantage. It's 20 to 17. They can play this a little aggressive, but we are going to be having Sonya a little bit low here. Going to need to get some healing, and they actually start to back off. I think they're going to go for more than one keep. Now, the one thing I can't remember, I think after A, B, and C, it starts to randomize. Someone might be able to correct me on that. But I think the points at this point randomize in the game. So I don't think it's, or maybe it repeats. That's the one thing I'm not sure if it just goes into mid once again. It just goes back to A and it just keeps cycling the same points on the map. But I wasn't sure if maybe there was a rotated in position. Either way, we do currently have a huge fight happening here in this mid lane, as it actually is going to have the Blaze dropping down the bunker, making sure they play that safe. Mid lane keep not going to be falling anytime soon, it looks like, because the Triglav is only sitting at 9 health. But they continue to get some poke damage out from that gunner seat. Going to get some poke out onto the Blaze. That will be the Triglav Protector falling at this time. Zane KT taking a bunch of damage from the Chromie. And one thing I also want to do note is that Chromie finished that questing talent, or that baseline talent, quite a bit ago, sitting at 83 stacks at this time. Diablo not too far off on their own baseline talent, having the 90 out of 100 souls, so able to go ahead and get that revive fairly quickly, as it looks like they're going to go ahead and utilize this 20 advantage to just play the map they want to, grab this camp, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see them utilize this camp to go ahead and push into the top lane, grab themselves another keep, and I do believe it actually does just cycle, so the next point will be A on the map, so it's going to be mid lane once again. They rotate back. They're not going to be utilizing this 20 advantage the way that at least in an aggressive manner. They're going to play this a little bit slow. That's it. Ooh. Found Fiesta objective. Worst objective in the entire game. Worst objective in the entire game? I mean, they didn't have to pull Volskaya Foundry off or rework it like months after release. Hanamura. No, it's one of those, like, when I load into Volskaya, I'm like, I don't hate it, but I'm not excited about it. This is going to be top lane just pushed up once again. They've got this camp. They're going to try and utilize their 20 advantage and just get this keep. The pings are there. This is a little risky, though, into the Chromie. They've got some decent defense here, especially with the clones, that she will be able to get that kind of double damage out, but going to be dodged by quite a few of the members here. Gonna get some poke out. There will be the silence out from the Stukov, denying Chromie just some of that poke at this time. Blaze gonna get that jet propulsion out, not gonna be getting the kill, or at least the setup they're looking for. We're gonna have the Blessed Shield coming down, or not the, excuse me, the Falling Sword coming out from Zanzibar at this time. No kill just yet. And they go ahead and they just back off at this time. Next objective should be popping up quite soon. I think within the next, I want to say 15 seconds, the timer should be coming up. If I looked at the timer correctly, yeah. But they're just going to continue with this 20 advantage. They just want to push into this top lane. They want to just continue to just create this pressure, and eventually they'll be able to grab the keep, and that's going to be huge for them. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane's going to have consistent catapult pressure that they're going to need to deal with. That will be the healing circle coming down as well from that support camp. They're going to continue to poke onto this keep. Sounds coming out from the Stukov. That allows Chromie to get some poke damage out as well. Blaze going to continue. That is going to be the Storm Shield as well. That will be the Phoenix falling at this time. That's a huge pickup for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Kina is going to be the next one to be falling, as that will be 2 for nothing trade. They continue to chase this up. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, they're going to need to send Blaze back to go and deal with this triple catapult pressure. And here's the thing with the way that they're so far up the map, they played that a little. They played that very aggressive, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad that they did. But the thing is, unfortunately, they got punished for it. They were so far up. Diablo getting that shadow charge and pulled into the gate there, and just gonna Zane KT just gonna get some more poke damage out onto them. But at this time, Joanna pushing up that top lane even more. Gonna get scouted out that it's only the Joanna. They don't see Ruben Ripper here in the back line. They're continuing just to create this pressure, split the team away from this point, but it's not working out as they put 3 members on. They say, you know what, this is the 4th Triglav protector. This thing is so strong. We need to fight this, and so we need to take this. So as you can see, they're not falling for any sort of pulls. They're just like, we get this Triglav. We get so much value. But here's the thing. 30% left. Phoenix is up. Sonya's about to be up. Ooh, this is going to be tight. They're going to have to fight this a member down and just get into... They're going to have to... Sonya's just going to have to come into this, or they're just going to have to give it over. Joanna going in. Oh, the time trap is going to be there just in time. They don't get the delay in this, and that will be the Triglav Protector going over in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. That's a huge pickup for them this late into the game. And as members in Twitch chat were already noting here, this thing is just burning through. Shadow Charge is going to be coming out from Lothran there. Going to get the Devastating Charge quest completed as well. But meanwhile, Zane KT is getting right onto the member they want to get. They want to just punish this Chromie. Zane KT getting so much poke damage coming off. Meanwhile, though, here's the thing. Blaze is back here dealing with these catapults. No percentage gone, but shielding, which I apologize, it's a caster UI bug. We got heroic cooldown timers back, but we got shielding busted. Also, some, like, for example, like Medivh's portals, the timing bar, we don't see them. Like, there's a little, like, sliver weird thing that you'll see. And I'll try and point it out if it does pop up. But at this point, we will have Triglav Protector ending. Falling Sword onto the Chromie, who pops the 7-second stasis. Just going to be waiting all around it. They want to get this kill. Dive through the Chromie, not even able to get into the bunker. Gonna get the reset, go right on to the Blaze. That will be Blaze getting so very low. Gonna get the jet propulsion out, but it won't be enough. That will be Blaze falling. Lothran trying to get in there just to defend, and that will be the Hell's Gate coming out just to make sure that they don't die. But here's the thing. Top lane, they're all up here. They're gonna open up another lane of keep pressure. There's 2 members down. Do they try and push for core? That's the big question. Bottom lane is starting to come up. Blind's gonna be going out. Sonya going to be popping the Wrath Berserker. They're pulling the enemy team over by this mid lane keep. They want to fight under this because, well, that's their best advantage in this situation. But kind of looking for that core at this time. They go ahead and they back off, and it doesn't look like they're going to be ending anytime soon. Meanwhile, though, they do have that pressure in the bottom lane. 2 catapults will need to be cleared out, and they go ahead and do that exactly. Do they go for the mid lane keep? Are they just doing all the experience they can get? Using Healing Pulse for the keep is bad in my opinion. I mean, Fleur de Mer, I think I can see their like the mentality behind it. Like, all right, we can utilize this to go ahead and make sure that we get the keep, and then that pulls them. Just getting that catapult pressure, I think, is really the kind of the goal for the members of Massive Whiff. They just want to create constant pressure and just kind of force them to just turtle up so hard. So it's working out for them, but yeah, it's, you know, utilizing it there, but that is actually going to be a huge apocalypse, and they get a lot of stuns. That will be Stukov falling at this time. Sonya not in the best spot. That will be the overpower going out. The purification salvo going to be going on to so many members, but here's the thing. They're all full health, and that thing does not do a whole lot without a bunch of slowed or very low people. 2 members dead. That's a huge pick for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They are just working down this mid lane. They're just like, we want to get some of our own pressure. But here's the... Ooh, actually, Shadow Charge is going to be going in onto Joanna at this time. Condemn going to be pulling them in as well. Iron Skin going to be popped at this time. They just continue to poke out. Meanwhile, though, top lane, catapult pressure. Bottom lane, catapult pressure. They're going to need to deal with this. They're trying to just create some of their own. Tempora Loop going to be coming out. Acials are just going to be losing the shielding and about half their health, but that is a lot. Pull in on to Lothran at this time. No kill just yet, though. Blaze still at the core, just needing to defend consistently. They move on to the keep themselves. They should be able to get this, but Stukov going to be back here in 2 seconds. Sonya going to be up in 4. They don't have their Blaze. They start to move in a little bit here. That will be the extract going out into a couple of the members. Zanzibar trying to just get some zoning here. There is going to be Ruben Ripper going to be taking a bunch of damage as they... What? Oh. I think there might have been a visual bug there. I was just like, why isn't... He wasn't doing the actual animation for it. I was like, wait, why isn't he... Okay. Meanwhile, though, catapult pressure in the top lane going to be dealt with by the Blaze. It's just continuing the bottom lane. They don't get the keep that they're looking for. All the members are back at this time, and this late into the game, it's getting close. It is definitely getting close. This is going to potentially be the Punisher that wins the game for either team. Both teams are setting themselves up here. Camp's going to be grabbed. They're just trying to get as much as they can item-wise on the side of Massive Whiff. They want to just have a nice defense, and they go ahead and set themselves up quite a bit here. They're already on the point. Both teams just posturing up for this. Point at 25%. Moving in on it at this time. There will be the Storm Shield used on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. They start to dive in here a little bit. Some poke damage is going to be coming out. Back and forth between these two teams. We are going to be having the Ancestor go on to Kime, excuse me. And that is actually going to be Phoenix getting the... Getting out of there at the right second, but that will be the Falling Sword going out onto the Greymane. Lothar so low, going to pop into the bunker at this time, going to get some shielding and just keep them alive. It looks like it will be the Greymane falling on the... Ooh. Oh my god. Just a couple health on the Diablo. Die from the Genji. They go ahead and get that Diablo. That will be the Greymane getting out with Zane KT so very low. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they have this pressure coming in from the catapults that is already doing percentage-based damage to the core. It will be cleared out. But here's the thing, 98%, this is going to be a Triglav Protector in favor for the members of Massive Whiff. And just really quickly, this thing does 950, I think, an auto attack. If I'm looking at this correctly, yes. It is a strong Triglav Protector. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be, I wouldn't say the final defense, this is the big defense on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. As they go ahead, and Ruben Ripper going to be falling here. That will be the Apocalypse popped as well, but they just walk right past this team. They're going to go straight into the core, and at this point, they're just like, we're going to end it. We just want to use the objective to do that, and I think they might be able to. There's the entire team working on this Protector. They get the stun out for just a second, but that will be Protector picked up. GG, well played.